G'day and welcome back to another episode of Rob Dog's Vlogs. We're going to do something a little bit different in this one. It's a pie review challenge from which I started when I was in New Zealand. If you would like to see what I got up to in New Zealand, click the link above, and I also have many videos on my page for you to sink your teeth into. I've been a bricklayer since I was 16 and it's a very on-the-go job, and I was always getting pies from servos, and it got to the point where I couldn't stand average servo pies anymore, and I started to branch off, going to different bakeries and then cafes. I learned the difference between a great pie and a terrible pie. So I thought, what better place to do a pie review than in New Zealand? Although I did get a few servo pies in New Zealand just to get a feel to compare the average to the average. I don't know about you guys, I generally think I've eaten up to 3,000 pies in my lifetime. So come with me for my first attempt of the New Zealand and Australian pie battle and see who wins. Anyways, enough of me rambling, let's get to the video. Round one, fight! Alright, so we're here in Auckland, right? The weather's cold. We're gonna try a meat pie from New Zealand. So throughout this whole trip, I'll get a couple pies and we'll give them a rating out of 10 to see if New Zealand pies are better than Australian pies. So this company is called Big Ben and they're made in New Zealand. Let's give it a crack. And we're going to wash it down with a New Zealand drink. It's like a New Zealand energy drink. The pie's not even that warm. To be fair, this is a pretty shit pie, eh? I don't know if these are any better when they're more hot, but this is a shit pie. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It's that bad, I don't even want it. That's nice. That's shit. It's pretty much like the equivalent of a servo pie in Australia. So they say what pies are better, in Australia or New Zealand? The thing in Australia, all servo pies are shit. If you get a good pie, they're really, really good. Alright, first pie down. Just up here we have Village Bakery. We're going to try pie number 2. These pies are looking good.
Got a steak and oyster.
These pies are looking real good. Alright, about to try pie number 2. Daniel reckons they're heaps good.
Fuck yeah.
That's a meat pie, bro. That's a good meat pie. It's at least 3 times better than the last one I had. The last one I gave a 4 out of 10. I'm going to give this one 7.5 out of 10. 7.5. Everything is good, the meat's a tad dry, but 7.5. My second pie is finished. I'll see you when I'm eating my next one. Alright, so we're here at Rotorua at Paraguay Bay. I'm about to go for a little fish just on the inlet up there, but first I'm going to do my little pie review. I've got my third pie here. So this pie I got from a servo. It's actually something a little bit different. It's a venison pie. I thought, you know what, I can't really compare it to Aussie pies because there's no venison pies home, but I had to try it. So we'll give it a rating anyway, and then we'll go for a fish. The crust is very nice. Let me just get a bit more meat. Oh my god. That's a really good pie, eh? I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit here watching me eat a pie, like a bloody bogan that I am. But I'm gonna give it a rating of, this one I'm gonna have to give an 8 out of 10. This is a really nice pie. More my style of a pie anyway, so 8 out of 10. I'm gonna finish this pie, finish my drink, and then we'll go to the inlet out there and we'll see if we can catch a trout. So I'm gonna get another pie from this shop. Let's see how it goes. Look at all the variety NZ has. Potato, bacon and eggs, seafood, mushroom, chicken and mushroom, smoked fish, pepper steak, lamb, all sorts. Alright, so we're here in Rotorua and we're going to do another pie review. In the background here we've got the hot springs cranking away. We've got sulphur all over the floor. So we got a steak and onion pie. Let's give this one a crack. This is a really nice pie too. The pastry's good, the meat's good. Not perfect, but still pretty good. I'll give this pie a 7 out of 10. Yep. So they got an award for a duck pie. So I got a duck pie. And I got a duck pie from Paihia Bakery. Pastry feels really, really nice, eh? This is definitely the best pie I've had since I've been here, eh? Is it? The pastry's not too hard, it's nice and soft but crispy. And the meat's nice and soft, not too hard. And it's duck meat too.
Is it veggies in it or just pot meat and gravy?
It's weird because the gravy tastes richer than the meat.
Does it?
I'm going to give this 8.5 out of 10. Best pie in New Zealand I've had. So I'm trying my last pie in New Zealand, a Ponsonby mince and cheese pie. Alright. It looks a bit fancy, this one, even though it's servo style. Oh, that's good. That's good. This is a really good pie. It's been sitting there a little bit long. The crust is a little bit hard in some spots, but it's a good pie. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Hey guys, Hindsight Robbie here. Just want to add some thoughts on my New Zealand pie experience. I've come to appreciate and realise that New Zealand on average, the pies are better in terms of quality and variety, especially in servos. So basically, if I was a travelling bricklayer in New Zealand, eating pies on my daily grind to work, I'd be a happy man. And because of that, I'm going to give them an extra point. But is it still enough to beat Australia? Round 2. Fight! Alright, so now we're going to do the Australian version of the pie reviews. So you might have noticed my first pie over in New Zealand, Auckland, I had a Big Ben's pie from the servo. So I tried to do something that matched it pretty similar here in Australia. So I got a 4 and 20 pie from the servo. Let's give it a rating. So for memory, the Big Ben's pie was shit, so this is Australian version, 4 and 20. We know the pie. It's still kind of shit, to be honest. Australian pies, 4 and 20. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So here's a view of where we are. We're in Swansea, New South Wales, Australia. I'll say that without food in my mouth. So here we are, having So we just stopped off at Heritage Bakery. to grab a pie. We've got about an hour and a half left. We're at Milton, which is about 3 hours south of Sydney. So I'm gonna go over here, have a little pie review, and then I'll see you when I'm down Potato Point. Let's give it a go. Cheers. So it's very, very, very nice crust. Let me just get a little bit more meat. I like this pie. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I'd say it's a pretty good one. I'm gonna give this pie 7.5 out of 10. I've made an absolute mess of myself. It's all over my hand, the ground, my keys, and my phone. Get amongst. So here we are at Kapiti on the way home from Mudgee. We're going to do a little quick pie review and we'll give the pie a rating out of 10. Let's go. Alright, so here's the pie. My dad always talks these pies up. That's why I decided to come here. Bit of Barbie sauce. It's a good pie, but I think my dad talks them up a little bit too much. Beef, cheese and bacon pie, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Let's go. Alright, so we're moving on to our next pie. We're going to the Bakehouse, North Kellyville. Must be a pretty good pie, look how packed it is. Alright, so I just went across the road from the Bakehouse to the local park and we're going to give this pie a review. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go to the park. If you know me, you know I like to be in nature. Let's go. So firstly, it's a lamb and rosemary pie. Have a look at this bad boy. That crust looks amazing. Just by looks, it's one of the better pies I've had in New Zealand and Australia. Alright, let's give it a rating. Just another thing real quickly, I'm one of them guys that put barbecue sauce on my pie. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot. If you agree, let me know in the comments. Alright, let's give it a go. Not bad, not bad. It's got bits of potato in it. It's lamb, potato, rosemary. It looks a little bit better than it is. It's still a great pie, but I think it looks a lot better than it tastes. As well with the meat and the crust. I'm gonna give this pie a 7 out of 10. Just hanging down here at the park with Mr. Froggy. Here we are at Pie at the Sky at a place in Cowan. We drove an hour from Sydney to get here, so I got my last two pies of the pie review. I've got a red wine and garlic and a typical beef. We're going to try the plain beef one first. That's the pie I've been chasing. That's the one. The crust is very crispy. The base is very soft. The meat is well. It's got a nice ratio of meat and gravy, and so crispy on the outside. I'm going to give this pie a 9 out of 10. And now we're going to try the red wine and the garlic one. Hey Siri, dear. This one's even better than the first one. So the difference between this one and the plain beef one, it's got the same texture of meat, but it's got that red wine flavour and that garlic flavour, which gives it that little punch. Makes it, you know, better than just a plain pie. It's very unique. But once again, it's got very nice crust. The meat's nice, the gravy's nice. I'm going to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. So far, Pie in the Sky has been the best pie I've had in Australia and New Zealand. The both of them have actually been better than all the other pies. So we even got a pie for Siri. There you go, girl. Get amongst. So it's not a Rob Dogs Vlogs without getting the drone up. So here, Pie in the Sky, there's a mad view. Let's have a geezer. And that, my friends, is the end of my first pie review. It was a close battle, and I apologise to my New Zealand brothers, but our pies are way better. But to be fair, we're pretty even so far. I plan on doing more videos like this in the future. But secondly, I just want to thank anyone who is still watching the video up until this point. I appreciate you. If you enjoy content like this, please click on the links on the screen and like and subscribe if you feel like getting amongst. Peace.